Okay, this is the upper hinge. I've got the bolts loose from the door, and what I've got to do now, you'll see that the hinge, oh, you can't see the head of the pin, damn it. The pin comes down from the top. Ignore this screw. I'm not even going to try to explain this. Ignore this stud. There would normally be a plastic screw right here, and this stud would not be in your way. Oh, there went my light. Okay, so I've got that spring-loaded clip all the way down to the bottom of the pin, and now I've got to hit the pin from the bottom and drive the pin up, because remember, it's got that knurl up at the top edge right underneath the head that makes it kind of a press fit. So I've got to knock this pin loose, so I've got to hit it from the bottom. Along the lines, they realized that was a problem, because you can't take that pin out with the door installed. So they changed their minds and started driving the pin up from the bottom. But this is an early model, so the pin comes in from the top. And next thing I'm going to show you is my way of getting around that. Alright, for the record, I never said this was the right way to do this. I never said this was the best way to do this. I just said that this was the way I do this. First I have to drive that pin up just a little bit to get the knurl area out of the outer hinge. So, let's set my... Can't tell if you can see what I'm doing. And this is the air hammer. So, okay. So I'm cheating and I'm using an air hammer. You can still do this with a hammer and a chisel and a hammer and a drift. But I'm lazy, so if I can get it in the right spot. Okay, so that got knocked up a little bit. Now I'm going to put you can't pull this pin straight up, because the curvature of the door, this pin hits the curvature of the door. So I'm at this point, I stop. I put that pin kind of back down in its spot. Get all the holes lined back up. And I'm going to put a pair of vice grips on the head of the pin and hold that pin in place. Then I'm going to take a cutoff wheel. I save all of my old cutoff wheels. I'm going to take this old worn out cutoff wheel, because it's a third the size of a new one, and I'm going to cut through this pin. That way I can take the pin out in two pieces. There's no sense in me having you watch me cut this pin, because I don't want to have sparks flying all over my camera, and I'm sure it would be pretty boring. It takes 3 or 4 minutes to get cut through the pin. That pin's pretty hard steel, and after I get it cut in half, we'll be back. Okay, I've got the pin cut in half. I can push well, it just kind of fell out, but there was the top half. Now the bottom half I can just kind of lift up and take that whole inner hinge out of the way. And that's the part, the inner hinge is the part that has the bushings in it. So next we're going to replace the bushings. Okay, well, I've only got one bushing in this hinge. I've got this one bushing left in this one, because this side already just disintegrated and fell out. So we need some sort of pressing device to push out the old bushing and put in the new one. You can use a vise, an arbor press, channel lock pliers, a C-clamp, whatever. I'm going to use a C-clamp. I need a socket large enough for the head, the big flat area of the bushing to go into. So I'm going to set my socket over my old bushing, put a C-clamp on it, and I'm going to bring it down a little bit. You have no idea how hard it is to do this watching yourself in a video camera. It's like watching yourself work in a mirror. It's crazy. Okay, so now I'm just going to tighten up the C-clamp and press that bushing, in theory, into the socket. As long as I have it kind of square, which I don't. Way crooked. Well, I get to try it again. Okay, so the bushing's part of the way out now. So now I need to pull it the rest of the way out. It ain't going so well. No? No, it's not. Well, at this point, I'm going to try to shatter the bushing. Well, this is falling apart, just not falling apart where I need it to. Okay, the old bad bushings out. So I get my new bushings. And I start to set them in, I try to get them pre-started to be square with pliers before I really try to put any force on them. I might even be able to push this in with these pliers. A little bit at a time. So have some patience. I'm going to put my socket underneath it, that way the bushing has some place to go into.